Hello guys, I'm going to talk today about the what I call the triangle of extraction of coffee. I am going to talk about extraction of espresso. There are three main factors upon which the quality of the shot of espresso you are enjoying is determined. Basically, they are the first one is the the ground of your coffee. So basically, your coffee should be neither too fine nor too coarse. So I'm not sure if it's it's focused now, I believe. So this kind of espresso, or this kind of ground coffee is neither too fine, just like flour or milk, powder milk, and nor too coarse. So this is generally determined by experience. If you have your own grinder, you're going to just go with trials and errors before you finally get to the best ground that helps you pull the best shot of espresso. So this is the first factor. The second factor is the tamping, or the amount, and the tamping is basically the amount of pressure you apply on your ground so that you can make sure there are no air bubbles inside your coffee, and you also make sure there are no channeling, so that you make sure there will be no channeling during the extraction process. So basically, I forgot to use my dosing ring. Now I am declumping that. And we do declump the espresso ground so that we make sure there's no clumps in our ground coffee. So I'm using here a toothpick. You can use whatever you're familiar or comfortable with. So back to tamping here. You can tamp with many grades of force, many categories. So for example, I can just put my tamper here and just level up the surface of the coffee, and I can also press too hard or even with medium force. So on what is the determinant, what is the factors on which this should be, or according to which this should be determined? Basically, it's according to the ground, or how fine is the ground of your coffee. So let me show you here. I've turned on my espresso machine. It's a home espresso machine. It's from Gastroback, and I have tamped with, I call it medium force. So I call it this way. So you might call it, of course it's subjective, so someone else might call it strong tamping, strong force. So this was the second factor. So The third factor is the longevity, if I may say so, of the espresso or the extraction process itself. So I'm going to press here. So basically you need to extract your coffee from anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds. So I can see some channeling here. This means that some particles of my ground coffee is not very even, or either I haven't declumped my espresso very well. So this was an application of the principles I've talked about, which I call the triangle of extraction, which are as I said, the tamping force and how fine is your ground coffee, and finally the time of extraction itself. Of course, this is not a good shot because it was extracted in less than 30 minutes. I think this was like 20 seconds or so. So this might be a bit acidic. So when you try to perfect your shot, you basically are seeking to reach a point of balance between strong and undesired bitterness in taste, and also strong and acidic profile of taste, which occurs usually whenever you do not tamp well, or whenever I just to make things clear, you get to acidic and under extracted shot when either of the three following conditions are met. First, if you do not tamp enough, so if you tamp less than the needed amount of force, and if your ground coffee is too coarse, and also the third factor is when your time of extraction is too low or too short, and vice versa, you get over extracted and bitter profile of taste whenever your tamping is too forceful than you really need, or your coffee is too fine than you really need, and lastly, whenever your extraction time is too long or longer than you really need. I hope you have learned something, and I was able to make things a little bit clearer for you. If you have any comments, guys, or questions, make sure you leave them below in comments. This was Hassan, and have a nice day. Bye.